This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Okay, John.
Yes, hello.
Introduce us.
Well, this is my wife, Emily.
Oh, I am.
And I'm John Cullum.
And you're my husband.
That's correct.
And I'm going to have a little discussion with you that you're not going to love.
What is that?
I'm going to remind you that we have a sweeper, a swivel sweeper.
What?
A swivel sweeper. It has a head that swivels, that you bought me to help me do a good job as a picker-upper cleaner.
Well, it doesn't do a very good job.
No, it doesn't, John.
That's
the way they're made these days.
I know.
I don't know what we can do about it.
We had two other ones down in California that were better.
But the same problem existed, even though they were harder to keep clean. The purpose of these swivel sweepers were to allow you to keep your place clean and quickly pick up the dust and dump it, and then you didn't have to bend with the dustpan.
No, that's right. And you didn't have to have a long wire attached to a
No wire.
To a vacuum cleaner.
Well, I want to tell you, they are a pain. This one is a pain, and we have two of them. We have one up here, and we have one downstairs, and neither of them, John, seem to function properly.
Well, let me ask you, what is it about them that you don't like? I know what I don't like.
I don't like the fact that the battery, after the first 2 or 3 uses, and you recharge the battery, it gets weaker and weaker, so that the charged battery maybe lasts for 1 or 2 sweepings. That's all. That's just a big deal over nothing.
Well, now, do we have the same problem we used to when after you've used it a while, sometimes it gets the battery, when it goes down, it doesn't charge up as well as it did before?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good thing, too. But the main thing that's bad about them is that doesn't do the job very properly.
No. And what I really prefer is a plain dustpan and brush.
Well, I think I can manage to dig that up. In fact,
No, I love what you have in your office. You have a Pullman sweeper. Oh, you have a lovely, lovely device. Can I have it?
It's yours, my dear, as much as me.
Well, describe how it works.
Well, it's just a hand pusher, and it has 2 brushes in it that revolve in opposite directions, and it's a small unit that's about about 8 by 6, I guess, and you just it picks up the stuff, picks lint, and
it's like an old-fashioned Bissell vacuum, but it doesn't have any fancy devices on it in order to help you empty it or clean it.
No, it's easy to clean, and
you just open it up and clean it.
That's right, and it doesn't. It doesn't get all tangled up and difficult to clean.
Well, I must say, you are a wonderful cleaner. Whenever I get into trouble with this machine, John cleans it. He picks up, he has made a little hook that you can hook in, and you can pull out hair and string and rubber bands and all this stuff.
I must have missed my calling
somewhere. John, you are a very handy-dandy guy.
Well, thank you.
You're a handy-dandy guy.
Well, I'm at your disposal. I mean, garbage.
Okay. You're my garbage disposal guy.
Right.
Well, I was just thinking that all the most conveniences that have been made, like this is called a deluxe swivel sweeper.
Right.
Don't buy it. I'm just warning you. Now, there's other brands, but they all seem to have the same similar bragging thing about how wonderful, how efficient it is. And it isn't, because when it's operating on a battery, there is no way that the battery is going to consistently give you a sufficient charge after it's used for a little while.
When in doubt, use a plain old brush and dustpan. And that's our advice for today. And
well, are you going to clean the kitchen now?
Yes, I am. I didn't want to advertise it to people, but I will. Yes, okay.
But you're a very good cleaner.
You're a very good cook.
I am a good cook.
That's right.
And you do dishes very nicely.
Well, thank you.
In fact, I think we get along pretty well.
This is a very domestic interview that we're having today.
I'm annoyed with our deluxe swivel sweeper, so I have to complain about it, and I have to thank you for being what you are, a good guy.
Well, thank you, darling. And
So we're done, John.
all right, will you join us next week? We'll probably talk about all the other paraphernalia that we have in our house that doesn't work, and we'll really show you what it's all about here at home with Emily and John. Okay, we'll see you next week. This is AI.R. See you next week.